what's going on? This is your boy Say One History on the Awakened Show. I just want to take this time to thank everyone who actually stayed up with me late last night to actually catch images of the moon that I actually took. I apologize, it was a little jumpy. Anybody that actually deals with telescopes, they know it's very, very hard to actually keep it in focus here. I plan on doing that in the future. And try to get out there as much as I can. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do it every day, because I know I'd be lying to you guys, because I just don't have the time in the day to actually go ahead and do that. But I will try to get out there as much as possible, because I know there's anomalous activity going on our moon here, and I want to actually catch some more of that here, and I'll be posting it for you as I actually get the information, or as I get the images. I'll actually go ahead and post that to you guys ASAP here. Now, the topic of the day, of course, is not moons here. We're actually going to be talking about fairies, and are they real? Now, we actually let our kids watch, the Disney Channel, and, fairies and giants and monsters are all over the TV. But do they have any truth to them? And that's what we're actually going to be looking at today. Do fairies have any truth to them here? And apparently this man by the name of Jaime Maussan actually believes that fairies are real. He stated that he actually came across one when a boy was actually traveling back to Mexico with his family and needed to actually go ahead and pee on the side of the road, when he actually noticed a strange small humanoid figure on the road here. So he picked it up and he actually took it to Mexico with him, and that's actually where he met up with Jaime Maussan. And Jaime Maussan actually started to run some tests on this particular being, and I mean, it just started from there. Some of the pictures were actually attached to a YouTube documentary channel called Watchers 10, and Watchers 10 originally just ran with it here. Now, Watchers 10, to their credit, they want to actually go ahead and get the truth, from what I discerned from them. And they really wanted to take the entity or specimen back to the US, or back to the States, so that they can do their own testing on it here. But it didn't work out their way, and I'll tell you about that in a little bit here. But more about this particular specimen. People don't know if this is a fairy, if it's an alien, if it's locust here. But one particular doctor by the name of Dr. Ricardo Rangel believes that it's part human. He's actually saying, in fact, he's done the test and it's 98.5% human here with the blood work that he's actually done for this particular being here. Now, it's interesting that he actually says that here. I would like to see those tests and actually have that recorded. And apparently that is what Watchers 10 wants to. So we'll see if they can actually get into that a little bit more for us. Now, the other interesting thing with this is they actually took x-rays of this particular being, and what ended up happening is that it comes out that these are real bones. These are real bones here. The chest plate, they can't identify what the particular chest plate is here, and by all accounts this thing looks real. Now, the only thing about this particular story is that Jaime Maussan is a notorious hoaxer. I mean, everyone on the internet, from what I've checked, basically said anything he's involved with is 9 times out of 10 a hoax. He's actually involved with hoaxes for alien photos, Roswell slides, and metahuman creatures. So basically, when this guy breathes, I mean, the air comes out crooked pretty much. But that's not to say that this isn't real. This could potentially be real, or maybe not this one, but there could be other creatures out there similar or like this particular one. Now, I kind of have to actually go ahead and open the curtains on this particular one and tell you I don't believe this particular one is real, and I'll tell you why. When it was posted on the internet, there was a gentleman by the name of Rick Heim who actually went in and did some investigating, and what he actually did is came across a Facebook group by the name of I believe their names were actually called Group of Fort on Facebook here. And they were actually, Group of Fort, by the way, were able to actually get in contact with the veterinarians who actually did the x-rays here for this particular being. And they said that they were paid $10,000 to say that it was real. Now, the x-rays themselves are actually real, but they're x-rays on top of x-rays on top of x-rays, making this particular being. So the x-rays themselves are real, but it's not of the specimen that we were actually looking at earlier. And what you can see and what you can find out is that this particular x-ray that we were just looking at here is x-rays of bird bones and bat bones and things of that nature here, and there's blood embalmed into the actual species itself, which would make sense because Dr. Ricardo Rangel really did believe that he had pulled out real live blood from this thing here. And on top of that, when they did furthermore tests, it just came out that it was just completely fake here. Now, Watchers 10 wasn't able to discern this because they had actually tried to take the specimen back to the States, but the TSA would not allow them. Go figure that. The TSA would not allow them to actually take it, even though they had got permission to do that. So what ended up happening is they had to wait a whole nother 6 months and then finally to get it back to the States and find out that it was inconclusive because of the liquid that the species or the specimen was actually in, which prevented them from getting any type of conclusive information in regard to the testing that they had done. But in a nutshell, I mean, we know now that the species itself is not real. Jaime is a fraud. He's a fake. And, you know, I would just really watch out for this guy altogether. I mean, when I look at stuff like this, it looks like a well-made or put together action figure. I remember when I used to go into Tower or Dimple Records, they would actually have the real live action figures of the horror guys from like Freddy Krueger and Jason and Hellraiser. And, you know, they would have the paintings really done up and make the action figures look really just well done and like it had blood on them. And that's what this reminds me of here. But I digress. Like I said, I'm going to let you guys actually be the judge of this. Like I said, you're very intelligent people. And I'll let you actually decide and find out what you believe in reference to this. So I'm going to actually go ahead and play the video from Watchers 10. I'll go ahead and leave that in the description box here as a link. That way you can check it out yourself here. But I'm going to go ahead and play a little bit of this here so you guys can tell me what you think about it. So here it goes.
Describing locusts that have wings. And I have pictures of creatures that look exactly like that. And if you look back to John's time during Revelation with his limited use of language, it's very uncanny that that's, to me, what he's describing. And these creatures are here now.
Mexico City. Traffic is heavy, and the idea of drug cartels is in the back of everybody's mind. There's extra security at all the expensive hotels in the area. And yet life goes on. Jaime Maussan is the host of the longest-running and most popular UFO television show in the world. He has millions of viewers, and people everywhere send him their videos. Sometimes that includes physical objects like spheres from space, or weird creatures. He records programs here, but we never expected to see something as unexplainable as what Jaime showed us this time. We were held to a promise that we wouldn't show this discovery until he granted us permission. To honor that agreement, we've sat on that finding for over 2 years. Now we're allowed to finally release it.
Ricardo, these creatures are very, very strange. They're anomalous. I don't know really what I'm looking at. but you have done DNA testing on this creature and this creature. Tell us what you found.
This sequence, DNA sequence, was made from 5 different molecular biology laboratories
Okay.
in several parts of the world. And the common results has that the DNA is very similar to DNA from humans in 98.5% of similitudes. It's very strange.
The Metepec creature is a hybrid. The other creature that I show you is a hybrid, and that's something very important because I believe they are experiments. What kind of experiments? Why? I don't know. But we have a physical body, and we can analyze that physical body and prove that something, an intelligence is behind these experiments.
Do you think the phenomena is good or bad or both? You think it's a little mixture of both, or is it all good or all evil? What do you think?
I don't think it's good or evil. I think they have their own interest. I think they are not interfering with us, at least not massive. They are probably taking some people, some analyzing. I think they are doing their own experiments for their own agenda.
The legs, the feet.
Okay.
But this creature have another, is the wings. We have an X-ray of this creature.
You have an X-ray of it.
Yes, we have an X-ray.
What did the X-ray show?
And we can see the structure of the bones related with the structure.
So this is not a hoax.
No.
It is not a hoax.
Not a hoax.
Because an X-ray would show that it was a puppet or a mold.
No, this is a model. And we have a sample of tissues of this creature, and we sent to DNA molecular laboratory. But when the laboratory tried to sequencing this DNA, not found a concordance with DNA from the mammals or other creatures.
So both the mitochondrial DNA and the nuclear DNA, no matches at all?
No match with
No
any
matches.
creature
Wow.
related with the mammals.
Thank you, Ricardo. Thank you so much for coming on the camera. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Ricardo was kind enough to take some DNA samples for us, which were put into a sterile container. These samples would have been tested in the USA at a DNA lab, but they were confiscated by the TSA upon entering America and destroyed. This was after confirming permissions by phone at the airport with Jaime Maussan. Since the TSA confiscated samples given to watchers of the ferry 3 years ago, we were unable to test it until recently. Jaime had Ricardo.
So there we go. Like I said, you guys be the judge of it here and tell me what you think and what you believe, because ultimately that is really all that matters, what you guys believe. Now, moving forward, even though, we have one who falls and bite the dust, which is, Jaime Maussan here, there are just other people who are taking the bait and believing this this fairy tale and these fairies here. So we have another gentleman here by the name of John Hyatt. And John Hyatt, he is actually a university lecturer, and he claims that he's taking pictures of real fairies. Now, he's taking these pictures on the British countryside here. He actually says that they're residing in Rosendale Valley, Lancashire. John Hyatt is 53. He is a director at Manchester Institute for Research. And he said that after he took these pictures here, he had blew them up, and that's when he realized what he was actually seeing. And that picture is what you guys are actually looking at now. Now, this picture got all the way to the Huffington Post. And it's great, but it turned out really bad for him because this gentleman wasn't trying to hoax anyone like Jaime Maussan was. He actually believed that these were pictures of fairies that he was actually taking. But it came out and was later debunked that these particular pictures that he's actually taking were pictures of little insects called midges that actually reside in the British countryside here. And when you get really close up on them here, you can kind of see they kind of look like humanoid flying insects here. But these are the pictures that John Hyatt took, and then these are some of the other pictures you can actually see that are taken from other people, and you can clearly see there's some similarities here in these particular pictures. So, you know, are there real fairies out there? We don't know. You know, we don't know at this particular time. I'm not suggesting that there are no fairies, that there are no magical creatures out there, but we don't know at this particular time. Unfortunately for John Hyatt, John Hyatt's credit and reputation is probably ruined as a lecturer at the university that he has worked at here. Now, he still holds true, saying that these are real pictures of fairies. And I have to admit that some of the pictures that John has actually taken, they do look a little bit different than the other pictures that they're actually showing. Now, these pictures do look similar. You can see how they can be mistaken in the sunlight, but these ones look very, very anomalous here. But like I said, I'll let you guys be the judge of that. You tell me what you think, and we can move forward from there. But like I say always, you guys are very intelligent people. You know what you're doing. You know what you're looking at, so you be the judge of it here. I'm going to let you guys go. It's Sunday. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day here with my beautiful girlfriend here, and we'll just sit back, relax, maybe even jump in a jacuzzi or something, and just chill. I hope that's what you guys are doing too, getting some nice relaxation before Monday morning and starting that work week all over again. So I thank you guys for tuning in. I thank you guys for listening to my rambling, and look forward to more videos, and please subscribe here. I'll be getting those t-shirts out to all of the contestants that actually won for the Awaken Show t-shirts, and I appreciate that, but I'm gonna let you go. So until then, you guys, please take care and be safe. I will talk to you on the next video. Peace.